Welcome back to the Central Jersey Arts Council. My name is Elham Fabe, and today we're gonna go ahead and create some DIY coasters. Let's get started. For today's DIY craft, you're gonna need a couple items. You're gonna need ceramic tiles. So I have some circle and some square ceramic tiles here. You're also gonna need some Mod Podge, some tacky glue for fabric, some felt, so I have some black felt. If you'd like to use your photos for your coaster, you can, but I have some scrapbook paper that I would love to use. It's a really pretty color, great texture, and it's great for Valentine's Day. Lastly, you're gonna also need some epoxy glue. Now, if you don't want to use epoxy, you can use just some poly seal you can grab at the local hardware store. Other than that, you're gonna just simply need some markers, scissors, and some Scotch tape. Don't forget foam brushes for your Mod Podge as well. All right, for our first step, let's go ahead and measure out our felt and scrapbook. We're just gonna use our scrapbook right here. Measure this out with a marker or a white crayon or pencil, whichever will transfer better. So I like to actually use the back of this instead. You can always just refine that afterwards. So I'm gonna cut that out with your scissors. Now don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfect because you could always just go around it another time once you cut this out. And be careful cutting anything, always keep your fingers away from the scissors. Go. Just gonna cut around it. Now, if you're using photos, go ahead and do the same exact step. And you can test it out with your ceramic tile. So it looks here like there's still a lot more space. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut a little bit more off. Looks pretty good right there. Almost perfect, okay. So you're gonna repeat the same step with the felt. The felt is gonna act as a rough texture on the bottom, so that way whatever you're putting on top does not slip off. We're gonna repeat the same step with the black felt. Take this, and what I'm gonna go ahead and use is a white pencil and do the same thing. Trace around. It doesn't have to be a perfect trace, you just need to be able to see where you wanna cut. So I could kind of see right there where I need to cut and do the same thing. Remember, cut always away from you. Okay, and check your space. All right, so you just gotta cut off a little bit on the edges here, just like so. All right, now when that's all done, what you're gonna do is add a little bit of your Mod Podge on the top of your ceramic tile. Then you're gonna go ahead and add your scrap paper or your photo. Once that has dried, add another thin layer of Mod Podge on the top. Do not worry, it dries off clear, and then you can move on to your third step. I'm gonna take my Mod Podge and some foam brush right here. You don't have to add a thick layer, so just nice thin layer, just like this. Okay. Go ahead, add your photo or scrapbook paper. Okay, perfect, just like that. And let it dry, so just leave it there for a sec. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the layer on top. So go ahead. All right, so while this is going to harden and dry, I'm going to put this aside and repeat the same steps for the other coasters. All right, next you're gonna go ahead and add some scotch tape around your coaster to get ready for the epoxy. The reason being, you don't want the epoxy to drip over and go to the rest of the coaster or on the plate, so you wanna create a nice seal. Take some scotch tape and just go completely around, eliminating any of the air bubbles here, and repeat. Now that we have the barrier and a good seal, let's go ahead and make our epoxy glue. Right in the middle. Grab your cup and your epoxy glue. I'm using Gorilla Epoxy. It's actually a lot easier, it's all in one. We're gonna put this into our cup, stir it up. Once you notice that it started to clear and it's all combined, you're gonna go ahead and pour it into your coaster. Get your gloves. Mix everything up. Oh, come on. All right, there we go. Stir it up. I know, gotta get it really good. Mix it up until it's all uniform. Okay. All right, here we go. We're gonna add some epoxy glue right here. There's no going back now. And you go like this. Go around. More. Yeah. Add a little bit more. So you want to make sure there's no air bubbles, so just give it a couple taps on the table once you're done, spreading this evenly. You could use a plate if you want. Okay, so let this dry out for about 2 to 3 hours. Come back, take off your seal, and we could add in our felt. Be right back. Okay, so now that the epoxy has completely dried off, this is your finished product. You just gotta add in the felt. So we're gonna go ahead and add some tacky glue to the bottom of your ceramic tile, add your felt, let it dry, and you're done. Add your tacky glue. I like to go all the way around. Okay, just like that. Add your felt and let it dry. And when it's dry, you're all set. This is your DIY coasters. You could create different shapes, different designs, add different color felt in the bottom, or you could even use a cork sheet. But this is all we have for today. Come visit us for more DIY projects at the Central Jersey Arts Council on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Bye for now.